In this last video, I'm going to do the flowers and the crystal. I wanted to show you what the original picture of the flowers looked like. I'm not going to demonstrate how I selected the flowers because it's the same process that I did when I selected the pearls, and so I don't think I need to show you that again. So I just wanted you to see the original file, and then I'm going to jump ahead and show you where I've copied and pasted the selected flowers the um, into the file. I also transformed the flowers. If you notice, these are kind of a mirror image of the flowers. Whoops, sorry about that. They're kind of a mirror image of the flowers in the original photograph. And I did that by going Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. Okay, so I flipped the flowers so that they were on the opposite side of the page. And also, if you'll notice, these are a little bit more desaturated. The original file the greens are brighter. I did the same thing that I did in the fabric layer. I went Image, Adjustments, Hue Saturation, and I nudged the saturation slider to the left a little bit to get rid of some of the bright greens that were in the leaves. So I've placed the flowers where I like them. And the next thing I want to do is I want to make these transparent like the other layers in the picture. And so I'm going to use, I believe it was hard light. Yeah, hard light. I chose hard light as my blending mode, and that lets part of the pearls show through. I wanted just a little bit more of the pearls to show, and so I created a layer mask, and I think I had only probably about 30% on my brush, and I'm just going to mask out a little bit of the flowers so that the pearls show through a little bit more. Okay, just so that the flowers are kind of a little bit more transparent in the middle, but are still visible along the edges. So I didn't want them to be too obvious, and that's why I partially masked them out. Okay, so that's bringing back just a little bit more of that background. Okay. See a little bit more of the water. I wanted a little bit more of that water to show because remember, showing movement is part of the assignment. So something like that. Okay, so now I've got the flowers in there. The last layer that I had was the crystal, and I didn't have to do a whole lot to it. I'm just going to open up the file with the picture of the crystal. I'm going to use my move tool and click and drag, touch the tab of my composite file. I've still got my mouse button pressed down. I'm going to bring the cursor back into the middle of the page and release. Okay. And I'm going to have to scale this a little bit with my transform tool, edit, free transform, or remember, Command T is your shortcut. And just like I did with the swan, I'm going to scale it up so that the edges touch the edges of my original picture. And you have to click the check mark to apply your transformation. It won't let you go on to do anything else until I do that. The blending mode that I used for the crystal was overlay. And now that I can kind of see through the crystal a little bit, I'm just going to move it around. I can move it up and down a little bit, or I can even make it a little bit bigger if I want to. I just want to move it around so that it's kind of centered, and so that I like the way the patterns interact with the other layers in the composition. And that is how I got my final image for the file that I titled Elegance. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope it inspires you to do something really exciting for the 2 composite files you need to make for this assignment.